You know, before I start today's episode, I just want to say that nothing I say is the reflection of anyone else's opinion. These are solely my opinions, and they are based on what I see, what I read, and what I hear. And so, just so you know, these are my opinions and my opinions alone. But, you know, there's so much going on in the trucking industry. Always is, really. But some of it's catching other people's attention lately. And the big deal about foreign drivers and English proficiency, and the recent guy from India that caused that accident in Florida. And now this week we've got an American truck driver who caused an accident that killed 8 people, and another foreigner driver who like ran somebody over or some shit. I haven't seen much about that one. But one of the things that everybody's saying, that if you pay attention to social media, you'll catch what a lot of opinions are in the United States. A lot of people don't pay attention to that, but you should, because that's the voice. That's the town hall there now. So anyway, I've seen a lot of Punjabis, Indian truck drivers who are over here driving in the United States. They're laughing about this American. Oh, does he speak English? Did he not speak English? How does this not help? How does him being able to speak English even, prevent these accidents, or whatever they're saying? They're saying, oh, see, look, Americans have accidents too. Well, yeah. We've got our fair share of dummies who do dumb stuff, and we have real accidents that happen. And there are lots of things that need to be cleaned up in the trucking industry here in the United States. But we don't need to import more problems. That's the thing that you guys are not understanding. I don't quite grasp why there is this fight now. It's like, if you're in the United States right now driving a truck, you have to notice the huge influx of these drivers from other countries like India, parts of Southwest Asia, Somalia. And if you say you don't notice it or whatever, you're either lying or you're just so new to the industry that you haven't, I think you're probably more likely you're lying and doing a virtue signaling type bullshit. But, and it's not that we have anything against foreigners, it's just, why are American, and there's always going to be these throwbacks to me, so I know what to expect when I say these things, but why would you give American jobs to people who aren't American citizens and don't speak the language? And even when they do speak the language, people say, oh, they're not taking American jobs. And yes, they are. There are so many Americans who would love to be driving a truck for a living. And part of what's happened with this influx of foreigner drivers is the rates going down. And you've got a lot of trucking businesses going out of business because you can't keep up. Whether it's a small mom and pop, or one-man fleet, or maybe a few trucks, Or you may have 600 or 700 trucks. You've got a lot of businesses going under because he can't keep up with the low rates and then the high fuel prices. And last week's episode was very short and sweet. Now, I was discussing the issue with Montgomery Transport going under, and I made an offer to those drivers that, we can't hire everybody, but, if you want to apply at Kaiser, I'll give you the referral bonus. And anyway, I had one response on there from an Indian driver. And when I say that, I'm saying he's from India and he's operating here in the United States now. And I know this because he said it in his comment, and I guess it's going to be right here in post. So this guy made it very clear that he finds it humorous to see American businesses going under while they thrive because they've made it so cheap. They haul the freight so cheap that we can't compete. So these men and women that are hauling for a company, how can you pay benefits and all these things and pay a good wage and pay for equipment and insurance and all this? Well, you got these guys coming from other countries who are working for the basic minimum and well, anyway, he finds it comical. And in his comments, I asked him, is this how you think all of you guys feel? Is this how you think the majority of you guys feel? Or is it a small minority? Or maybe it's just you. Maybe you're just, maybe all of these guys don't feel that way, but there are a shit ton of you. There are lots of you. They're laughing at us. They think it's comical to see our businesses going under. And I've got to say, we're supposed, according to some, we're supposed to welcome everybody in. Just give us you're tired, you're poor, you're hungry, blah, blah, blah. No. That's not how it goes, man. That's not how it goes. You can't just come over here and take over. That's called invading. That's an invasion. And I know this isn't an easy subject. It's not something you want to hear, but this is out of control. This is out of control. Where did this come from? What does the future hold for this industry? Is it all gonna be people from other countries who are now running America's freight? I mean, that's what it's looking like. I know years back when I was doing a lot of recruiting at Kaiser, I had people messaging me about letting them come over from India, and if I would sponsor them. I'm like, why the fuck would I hire somebody who lives in India and send them over here to take a job that I could give an American who lives in the United States? Why is this a thing? Like, there are so many men and women who would die to drive a truck for a living. But I gotta say, man, it's the United States government that did all this shit. And Because otherwise, how did it happen? How did it go down? You got the governor in California and multiple other states. I'm so proud of my state, Oklahoma, shutting these motherfuckers down. I am happy. I am very proud of that. That is like, thank you. Thank you. Like, this is bullshit. You're taking our livelihoods. And they're laughing about it. They're laughing about cutthroating this industry. They have hijacked this industry. I mean, say you work at Walmart, or you do some job, you're a plumber or a machinist or whatever, and you just started noticing that everybody you're working around and everybody you're seeing that does what you do, all the American guys are phasing out. They're all quitting because wages have dropped. There's really nothing about it that's making anybody any money anymore. They still love it, but they're watching people from other countries come over and take over that industry, completely hijack it, and accepting wages that are just, how the hell can you pay for this and that and then also make a living? And then the guys don't even speak English. They have to talk to their customers with their phone, a translator app, to speak to their customers, or speak to someone that's over in another country who speaks English and talk to them on the phone, and their English is poor. And then you just watch this go, and if you don't accept it, if you have something to say about it, well, okay, Nazi or what, or racist, all these xenophobe. What would you do? Or if you went to Walmart and everybody in there was someone from another country, and not like from Canada or Mexico, but like Kuwait, Afghanistan, India, Pakistan, Turkmenistan. What would you do? Or if they were taking your jobs like that, like you're barely getting by on what they pay you, but then they start hiring all these people, and they give these guys are willing to work for a lower wage. I don't think anybody else would, no matter what you did, if you saw that happening. I don't know. We all got to start saying something. We all can't be like cool with this. It has nothing to do with there's a lot of cultural things in there too, and you got to admit it. I mean, just like this morning, I went in, I did my pre-trip at the fuel island because I fueled up and did the whole pre-trip, and then parked up on the line after I was done fueling. I went in, took a leak, and I washed my hands, and as I'm at the sink, here comes this guy out of the shitter with his little bottle, and he stands in front of the mirror and starts touching himself, and I'm thinking, dude, you ain't even washed your hands yet. Because we know why they got that bottle there. I knew that when I was over in Kuwait. That's where I learned that. Years ago, I learned that about their culture. And I had to assimilate to their culture while I was there. I had to abide by their rules because I was a visitor. I was a guest in their country. Anyway, so he's doing this, touching his clothes and his face and whatever, and then he goes and he starts staring at me, and I'm washing my hands and just kind of glancing at him in the mirror. And then he starts to wash his hands and then kicks off them shoes, man, them flip-flops, those sandals, and starts washing his feet as I'm walking out. And I don't get that. Why do they have to do things like that? That you don't have to do that in a public. Oh, you're discriminating against their religion. No, we're not. These guys come in there and blow their snot and everything, and I know plenty of other people do it too, outside of those Muslims and any of these guys from these other countries. I know these other Americans do it too, and I don't like you either. Quit blowing your snot in there. And then these guys are washing their feet, and it's like there's no regard, no respect for the person coming in behind you. And look here, I got something to show you guys, because I know some of you are watching. Here's something I want to show you. Here's something you can keep in your truck, or you can get a stainless steel one, a stainless steel bowl in the kitchen section of Walmart. Get something like this. It's a mixing bowl. You can pour water in here, and you can get something like this and put water in it and rinse off, and you can wash your feet in the privacy of your truck. And this goes for anybody. You can wash your feet. You can bend down, wash your nuts in there. If you can wash your face. You can blow all your boogers in there. But this is something you can do that's respectable, and it's in the privacy of your own quarters here. You don't have to do it in the bathroom in a public restroom where you've got someone coming in right behind you. And a lot of times these guys are doing this shit and making others wait till they're done blowing their snot and washing their feet. Anyway, this is the hot topic. So why import more trouble? Why import more problems? Your argument is illogical. Your logic is illogical. You find it funny that American trucking businesses are going under. And I'm proud to see Governor Stitt, Secretary Duffy, sending your drivers where they need to be, taking their licenses and getting them off our roads and out of our industry. You know, if you become a citizen, it would be different. If you become a citizen and you at least, some of these guys been here 10, 20 years and complaining that it's against their civil rights, that they're being told they have to know English in the United States. You should be able to know something. When I go to Quebec, I know what those signs say. I don't speak French. Very, very little French. But I know enough to know what the signs say. So, anyway, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Get you a freaking bowl and wash your feet in there, fellas. Have some respect. You need to assimilate to American culture. We don't need to assimilate to you. You are the guest. You are the visitor. If you show us respect, we'll show you. Do everything the right way instead of just hijacking. We ain't down with hijacking no more. We don't go for that shit no more. See you guys next time.